Good evening, folks. We're live. We got a little special tonight. We're doing a 100th Loudon Classic update with Noelle and John Grush, the people that run the show. And they're going to give us any updates. I know there's been a bunch of stuff posted, but I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm going to pass it over to them. If you have any questions whatsoever, please post it in the comments, and if they can answer it, they will. But I'd like to welcome both of you to the live stream tonight, and thank you for doing this, and have at it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no, we appreciate being here, and definitely, the race season, what do we start in 2 days, 3 days?
Yeah, Friday at 2 p.m.
So it's all of a sudden it's here, came upon us quicker than I would have ever imagined. So we've definitely been running around, and we're definitely putting out fires every step that we make. I feel like we make one step forward and 3 steps backwards. And that's not just only with the classic event, but with the series in general, just because it's, we went through all the registration issues and gridding issues and points issues, and we thought we had them all resolved at the end of last year, and we started off with it all reverting back to where we started at the beginning of last year.
Well, I will say the registration was pretty easy because I was probably one of the first people. As soon as the link posted, I went ahead and did my registrations.
I think
that's relatively easy.
Pretty fluid now. One of the biggest issues we have, I know that Noelle and Chris and Jenna have reached out to everybody about updating their photo because, a lot of people have photos that just don't work as an ID photo. They work as a fun photo. And we really need everybody to update their photo where it's just a headshot without hats on, without funny expressions. You want glasses on?
No sunglasses. It's just a photo that somebody would use for their driver's license or their passport. Honestly, I don't mean to be a pest about it, but it's in preparation for the classic because all of our riders, that's how you are going to be able to get in and out of security areas and using your license as your ID.
Just to get through the tunnel, you're going to have to show your license.
Right. So I need a clear headshot, and it's not like it's a big enough picture to go over the whole license. I only have a small square. I mean, it's bigger than last year, but I just need a headshot, a clear headshot. And I need people to understand that there's a reason behind my madness.
And that makes sense because I've got several other licenses. I don't know if some of them don't even have pictures on them.
Yeah, some don't. We're using ours as a ID for the classic. So.
Yeah, because this is my one from last year, and it's got the picture on it. Yeah. But then all of my Arma doesn't have any pictures on it. Azra doesn't have any pictures on it. So
no, and we're figuring out why people don't do that. It's because it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Is to try to get
because people won't update their photos on MotoReg. That's what it is.
Right. No, it is. It's crazy on how it's become such an issue, and people think that we're just being, I'm trying to think of the right word, but we're not trying to be difficult. We're trying to make it as streamlined as possible for us and for them. But it's just something that we need to do because that's how we're basically admitting people into the classic arena, into the pit area, if they're a competitor, and if they don't have their photo license from us, then they won't be allowed in. So I mean, it's really that simple.
So you heard that, guys. Make sure you update your photos. It's easy to do. I've got a headshot of me on there. I got a face for radio, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to break the ID machine. So make sure you go ahead and do that. And what else have we got? I know that we got a ton of stuff. I know there's going to be questions about how many riders have entered and all of that.
I mean, the rider is interesting. We had a lot of people into the race that just want to secure a spot into the race, basically. And so, my goal is to have probably anywhere from 65 to 70 people that go through the first phase of qualifying, which will happen Friday night. The top 48 times from the two, actually, I think it's 3 groups now. It's grown. It's 3 groups of practice for the classic race itself, the super sport or our middleweight GP or whatever you want to call it. But the classic race will have 3 groups of practice go out twice, and the top 48 times will advance to Saturday's qualifying event.
Nice. And I'm sure you've had a really good showing of people signing up for it.
Again, we've had a lot of people sign up, but some of those people I think would want just to secure a spot and then figure out how the logistics of actually making it here. And so, I'm trying to get confirmations of actually if people are actually going to show up and who's going to be there, but it's a work in progress.
Okay, very good. What else have we got to talk about? I know tickets. We've got different traffic patterns for the riders. Maybe you want to discuss some of that.
We'll talk about the tickets a little. So we're offering basically what we decided to do is to keep it simple. It's a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're having just one ticket price of $40 for general admission, and we are offering a $70 VIP ticket, which gives them on Saturday's event only is where that's going to be monitored, but it gives them better seating on the infield of turn 1 is what we're doing there. All parking for spectators will not be allowed to become inside the pit. Only competitors will be able to park vehicles inside the pit, and the direct family members, they'll have a different armband to identify themselves for that. But what we are offering for our riders is that for the classic event on Motorsport Reg, every rider can buy up to 6 crew or family or friends passes for $25 each. So, we're trying to, again, keep everybody, make it available for everybody to come to and keep it simple, I guess. But then,
now I know one of the questions that I've heard out there, and it was in regards to, okay, I sign up for the races for the weekend. I'm not actually racing on Saturday, but I'm still going to be in the pits for Saturday, and that's all covered with my entries and that stuff, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we want, again, it should be a great show, and we've all talked about that, and I've heard, I've watched all of your episodes, and everyone is saying, yeah, I can't wait to see it happen and watch it. So, we're hoping for everyone to witness a very good show on Saturday, and we absolutely would love to have everybody involved and be there. And some of the people, if they want to get more involved and volunteer to corner work or get closer to the action, they need to reach out to Laura Cole, and I'm sure she would love to have some racers be on her side of the fence or on her team for that.
Yeah, I've been. She had posted up about looking for corner workers and volunteers and stuff, and I kind of spread that out around too. Posted up on some of my social media stuff, and I'm sure she'll get quite a few people, hopefully, at least for the classic.
I think Noelle needs some help and staffing also, right?
I need a lot of help, yeah. Sorry, it's been a long day already. Yes, I don't even know where to begin for staff, but I know that if people are truly willing to help, if they want to reach out to me, Noelle at NEMRR.com, and just let me know, what they're willing to do. I think we're going to end up needing a lot more help than we realize. So, and I'd rather have, as much of our family there to help and be part of the action, than not. So.
All right. Well, you guys heard that. Not only corner marshals and that kind of stuff, but also some of the base staff need some assistance as well. So go ahead and reach out and get signed up, because the classic's going to be pretty amazing from from everything that we're hearing and seeing. And I'm hearing from people from other states and stuff that are coming up just to watch. Some of my old racing friends from years past, when they heard about it, they were like, "Yeah, that sounds like a good one to come watch," because you're going to have your locals going up against some of the pro guys, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
I literally just had a phone call last night on the NEMRR phone. A gentleman called from Texas, had already booked his tickets, his hotel, and his rental car, wanted to know where he needed to go to buy tickets to come to the Loudon Classic, and him and his family were flying up to watch it. I was like, it's crazy. Everybody's coming in from all over, so it's very exciting. We're definitely stressed out about it. There's a lot to it, but we're very excited at the same time. So
yeah. The stress levels have probably pretty high, I would imagine. And there was a lot of talk about it just down at I did my armor race in February, and there was a lot of talk about it down there. Of course, I was kind of promoting it a little bit, but
thank you for that.
But there was a lot of people talking about it, and when I told them about it, their eyes got really big. And I saw Stefano Mesa down there. He was doing some armor stuff, and as he was walking by, I said, "Hey, you ready to come up for the classic?" And he was like, "Oh, I can't wait." So I know he's passing the word around.
That's
so
awesome.
It's definitely getting a lot of people talking about it for sure. So what else have we got? This is way too short for a live stream. We gotta. I'm surprised some of the hecklers aren't here. Usually, I get like Eli and those guys in here.
It's probably it's 6 o'clock, so they're probably
planned it for 6 o'clock, so you didn't have to deal with them. Maybe.
Yeah, that was definitely, we moved it forward. No, I've got I've been up since 4:30 this morning trying to take care of some things at the track, and I got to get back to Vermont because I haven't even loaded my truck and trailer yet to come over, and then I got to come back over here and set up everything Thursday morning because they're still doing some construction at the track on the media center, which is it looks really nice, but it's just making it more difficult for us to get set up and get ready. So.
How about I know there were some plans for some actual surface work being done.
Yeah, we're working on that with the track, and they told me all along that they want to wait till the track surface got a little warmer this year because they felt part of the issues we had last year was because we did it when it was still, the track hadn't settled yet from the cold winter to hotter weather. So we agreed that we would delay that, and the plan is, and everything can change, but the plan is to have it done before a second event. And so but we basically the number one issue was that we needed to repair the patch that disintegrated in turn 10, and we needed to try to alleviate the bump in 12 because that's a drainage from the track that goes to a drain, and when we first started off, it wasn't bad and just progressively got worse as the season went on. So I think the track has agreed to not worry about it being as much of a drainage area now and try to fix it to be better. So
Jen is trolling for chocolate.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd throw that up there.
12, so 10, the deterioration of the pavement in 10, the dip that got worse in 12, and then we're actually trying to get rid of a lot of the bumps on 11 are my three main goals for improvements this year.
Yeah, I know you had talked about it. I was just curious as to what the status on that was. I didn't expect it would be done for the first round anyway. I figured it would be a little bit later.
But the weather definitely has been when we got to that 90-degree weather, they were, oh yeah, no, we can probably do this, and then all of a sudden it's 40 degrees again. So Actually, we had snow at my house today, so.
We got people trolling here for goodies. Jessica's looking for cookies, and Jenna's looking for chocolate.
That's how I pay the staff. So if anybody, they don't make any money, but everybody gains a little weight. So that's.
I am going to see. Give me 1 second here because I want to see if I can bring up the new traffic pattern for the riders. Let me see if I can just find that picture real quick and bring it up on the screen. Oh, let me get to here and let me see if I can find it real quick. I thought I had saved it.
See, like when I was on this last time, people did add to the comment thing. I think everyone's afraid because Noelle's here, and they probably don't want to put any comments on there because they know who the real person is that runs everything.
That could be. I was going to try to find a picture of that, but I can't right at the moment. I thought I had it on my desktop, but
easy. So we're changing the traffic pattern basically in anticipation for the classic because we're going to have a lot more people roaming around the pits than usual. And I don't know. I don't think that's going to do anything.
Noelle, is it on the NEMRR site?
Yes, it is.
Where would I find it there? Oh, probably right there.
Yeah, it's right. It's right in the front.
Probably right there. Oop, wrong one. I click on it and it doesn't get bigger. But that's all right. All right, I got it. I can bring that up. Let's see how I'm going to do that. Pardon me while I'm clicking away here, folks, but I want to bring up this traffic pattern, and what I might have to do
the logic of it is if we want to get our ridership used to the pattern that we're using for the classic because of anticipated crowds that we're going to have inside the pit area. And it's pretty simple to say that we've had some close calls in the past with traffic, and we've had people, some people doing stupid things, some people just being normal, and it's becoming harder. Oh, there it is. That's cool. But the main thing you have to think of is that we're not allowing people on motorcycles or any motor or cars to go in front of the media center or behind the media center between the restaurant and the media center. So when you go from the camping area or from the center garage area, you have to go out towards the main entrance to the track and then go down there and go to the north garages, and always keep the garages to your right when you're traveling. So on the south side of the north garages is when you're going to go to enter the track, and when you come off the track, there'll be cones to direct everybody, but go around, take the turn, and then go on the north side of the garages to come back. And some of the guys like Eric Wood, who's in garage 1, you can jump through the split between the 2 north garages and just always go in a clockwise direction of the garages.
Yeah, what happened here? There we go. All right, so I did find it. I did manage to get it up there. Yeah, and it makes sense when you look at it. You're not having people crisscrossing,
Right.
So it only makes sense that when you come off the track, you come off the track, you make a left, and you just stay left and go around the back side of the garages.
Yeah,
it only makes sense, and I think that because I know I'm always kind of like craning my neck looking to see if somebody's crisscrossing when I'm either going out or coming in. So
it's definitely congestion. And like before, some people on the north side of the north garages would be rushing to get out, people be coming off the track, and there's been collisions on that corner before too. So we're just trying to avoid that, and we're mainly trying to avoid, little kids and pedestrians from having to worry about getting run over either. So speed is definitely an issue. But people have asked if we're going to allow people on scooters or other vehicles to go in front of the media center. Yes, we definitely discourage scooters from still going between the media center and the restaurant and stuff. And then the speed in those areas is walking speed. So you can't go through there at over 5 miles an hour basically. So use your head. It's just being responsible and being safe.
I walk everywhere just for the exercise because it doesn't hurt.
It hurts me.
And I had physical therapy this morning, so I'm kind of aching a little bit right now. But because I've got this really little mean girl that just beats me up twice a week.
I didn't know Noelle worked in physical therapy.
I knew you were going to say it. I knew he was going to say it. Definitely.
Oh, but anyway, I think I'm not getting any questions. I know Sam's like, it's race weekend, let's go. And Chris has chimed in about the traffic pattern. Please adhere to it because it will be enforced, which it should be. And I think we should just get used to doing it now.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we did it. There was a big debate. Do we just wait till the Classic to do it or that? And actually, Eric Wood was a little against us changing it for the other events, but I said, hey, let's get our people used to it. I need you to teach people a penguin to our traffic pattern because it all starts there. And we'll try it for the first 3 events. And if people think it's a waste of time or isn't working, then maybe round 4 we'll go back to letting people do what they did. But I'm hoping that it just becomes habit and everybody. Actually, the comments on Facebook were actually pretty positive about it.
So Nick Cahill has a question. Any update on that? I guess to be determined pro racing Saturday. And he wants to know if he should keep getting his KTM ready for a Super Hooligans race.
Yeah, we tried to get the hooligan guys and the bagger guys to come in, and it just didn't work out because the price tag that they asked to be involved was, wasn't a positive thing because they were more concerned of them getting their paycheck than the riders getting their paycheck. So
wow, that doesn't surprise me. And I think you guys have already posted the schedule for the. And it doesn't show. And actually now with I think the way we've made the schedule, it's actually made it a little more time for us to do some of the things we wanted to do with as far as having like a fan walk type of thing so they can meet all the racers. What we will change during the Saturday only is that the only people that will be allowed into the cold pit, the hot pit area or the gridding area are crew members or racers.
Right.
So we aren't letting regular spectators into that area during that time because I guess I take that back. They will be allowed at that time only during the fan walk or the meet and greet time period. But other than that time period, it's on Saturday it's relegated only to crew members and racers.
Okay, that's definitely good information. And as I said, I did see the Loudon's the Classic schedule, and it is posted on the NEMRR site. So make sure you go there, as well as just our regular series schedules posted. And there was very little change to it from last year. I noticed there might have been 1 or 2 races that were kind of swapped around, but that was pretty easy. The only problem I had was scratching my head trying to figure out what races were what, because when I brought it up on the Motoreg site, it was really, I couldn't read it. Even with my spectacles, I couldn't read it.
I think that's been fixed.
I hadn't looked at it since.
Yeah. So as far as I know, that has been fixed. But when it was first posted, when we first opened it, we we saw that it was a mess. So I'm pretty sure I fixed that the next day.
Yeah, because I believe I sent you an email.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and there were several people that sent it.
No,
Even
that's
sitting
so
out.
it's me.
Right. No.
So don't just single me out now.
No.
Don't worry, I'll do that.
No.
All right. Did you enter the Formula 60 race yet?
No, here we go. I told you my whole schedule this year and
It's okay.
plans
It's all
that
right.
I had.
I understand it's really hard to, get motivated to race against 60-year-olds, but that's okay.
That may change. That may change.
I think one thing we should talk about is that, I know all the officials get peppered with a lot of questions, which if people actually read the rule book, they'd actually have 90% of their questions answered because it's in there. And our rule book isn't perfect, and we're continually trying to fix it and make upgrades to it. But 90% of the questions that are asked are in the rule book, and it's amazing to me how many people have never even read parts of the rule book.
And I got confused the other day. I asked a question and they brought it to my attention and they said, well, just look at the line above it and that covers that. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm retired Army. Okay. Luckily I'm not a Marine and eat crayons, but I was in the Army. I did jump out of planes. I probably had a few too many TBIs. So I get really confused easily, but I mean, if you just ask on the forums or, ask one of the other racers, because a lot of guys are very familiar with the rule book.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You're right.
Use it as the Bible. So it's.
I read it all the time. I go back and look at things and I try and reread the things that have me a little confused. And it's mainly with dealing with the types of bikes and this, that, and the other thing, and the CCs, and just, it'll say this. And then, of course, you have to throw the Ducatis in there with the Desmo valves and the non-Desmo valves. And I'm like, really, guys?
No,
but
I mean, even that, the class structure is definitely tough. And that's why we, when Jenna and Noelle are in registration, they don't understand, on the classes of motorcycles and stuff of what bike goes where, and they're a little confused by it, and so we always try to keep somebody in there that has a better knowledge of what the models are and what classes they're supposed to be in there to help with the registration end of things. But for the most part, the rule book's pretty straightforward, and it answers again 90% of the questions that are out there.
Oh, I agree. It is very straightforward. It's just my reading comprehension sucks. That's all. So I'm not going to lie about that. And with some of the new bikes that are coming out too, there's going to have to be some changes. Because I know
we've already addressed the new 400 Kawasaki. Unfortunately, until we have more information about it, it's going to go into the lightweight class. So.
And that would probably be a good fit for it. But it wouldn't, because it definitely.
At Loudon it will be, but I think at other tracks that it's going to be a different. Probably be it's tough to race in the lightweight class, but that's where it's going to start with us, and then we'll evaluate it. We try to be pretty fair. We evaluate things as they are, and people know that if we feel one bike doesn't fit in the class, we look at it and analyze it and get some opinions and then make some decisions on it. But we never will make everybody happy. And, Noelle and I have made a lot of tough decisions in the 3 years we've been running this now. And some have been okay, well received, and others, people aren't happy about it. But it's tough. It's tough to try to keep all ends happy.
Yeah, it is. It is. And you've got such a large group with a large diversity and the bikes and all of that stuff. So yeah, you can't make everybody happy. You never can. But if you look at what some of the other organizations are doing, and I think you guys do research on the bikes that are coming out and their capabilities, so on and so forth. So yeah, it is what it is, and we can deal with it. It's not that big a deal.
No, and unfortunately, I think Noelle takes more of the flack than I do because she's, accessible and front and center. Where I'm around, but I don't have to listen to probably 90% of the things that she has to listen to.
Yeah, Noelle tends to run around in that registration room with her hair on fire.
Yeah. I try not to, but it just ends up that way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You never have to,
sorry.
Yeah, you never have to guess where she's coming from.
No, no. It's I mean, there's been a lot of times I've kind of poked my head in there and it's like chaos, and I'm like, all right, I don't really need to ask anybody that, so I'm going to go over here and let them do their thing, because I know you can get swamped. And
I mean, like Jenna and Noelle definitely have to face everybody, where the rest of us don't have to. Like, I'll pick my head in sometimes and say, oh, I'm not going in there yet. So I'll do the same as you do. But Jenna and Noelle can't escape for that. And then like Skip and Chris, being the referees, that's not the best, that's a tough job also to take care of. And yeah. And then, Chuck and Tech, has to deal with, telling people yes or no. And I know there's a lot of people that get upset with some of the things that we say no on, but it's for everyone's safety. And then, Jim, has to deal with all the time with people not being in the right grip position. And he's pretty good about,
Yeah.
So Pete's chiming in with make sure you update your racer bios, which I don't think I ever did one.
There you go.
I have to go online tonight on the website. We'll have to talk to Sam and get it posted on there. Make sure all the forms on there, because we only need like the medical form and the announcer form and a minor waiver. Other than that, everything else is done through Motorsport Reg. So I'll make sure everything is updated online. So if people want to go and grab it, they can.
Yeah, and Pete's going to have a tougher time this year because he's got a lot of. He's just getting to know our crowd now. He's going to have a whole bunch of new faces coming to town for the Classic. And,
yeah,
it'll be hard for him to keep up to who's who and everything else.
And Sam brought up a good point too. Pre-registration. And I used to be just as bad as everybody else, but we didn't have pre-registration per se, late 90s, early 2000s. But with registration, you know what the weather's going to be, because registration just closed yesterday?
Yes.
Last night.
So last night.
Yep.
So you've got a projected forecast. If you're not going to race in the rain, don't wait and register at the track. Just go ahead and do it online. Right. Because it is so easy to do. So
and I think, what a lot of people do wait for the weather, but it's I don't know. I guess I've learned that if you want to race, you race in all conditions, and it makes you just a better racer. So it's
yeah, I've got my rain tires all mounted up and ready to go. The only thing I haven't been able to get from Aprilia is a set of rotors for it. They're back order. Even the aftermarket rotors that are available for it are all on back order. Chris is my airborne brother. He's stating that make sure your helmet is legal.
So it has to be the date of birth has to be no more than 5 years old.
Correct. And there is a manufacture date in your helmet. And it would help if you look in your helmet and find out where that is before you go to tech. Because now, granted, they're going to know Shoei or a couple of the other ones. They're automatically going to know where those dates are. But if you're bringing something else, make sure you can find that date so you can show them where that date is. Because if you bring a new helmet, new manufacturer that's Snell, whatever, approved and all of that, help out the tech guys a little bit by finding that for them. That way they're not sitting there tearing your helmet apart trying to find the date.
And then
because I have seen that happen.
yeah, and tech we've gotten better. We've actually once it's been inspected, there's a sticker we put on with a date on it, so they don't have to basically tear your helmet apart looking for the date stamp on it. So.
Well, I got a new helmet. I had to get one because of February, but so I'll have to get new stickers.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh, Sam saying that racing in the rain makes your pictures 100 times more badass. So
no, it is funny though how many people say, "Well, what are you going to do if it rains?"
Yeah.
And I think if you didn't see it on the event on a ticket site,
Yeah.
That question was on there, and I won't name names, but somebody posted where we put our rain tires on and race.
Yeah.
We're not NASCAR.
Oh, Chris, we should have got Chris on here. He could have talked about this.
Yeah.
He said there were a few helmets that got turned away because of the.
There are some helmets that have a Snell rating. I don't know if it's Snell or a DOT rating that it's made out of composite material that we don't allow.
Polycarbonate.
Yeah. And so, but there are some that have the stickers that theoretically make it legal for us, but we've deemed them not safe because we've seen them firsthand split in half. And so, so we're definitely, Chuck is definitely on top of that of what helmets and what materials are legal in our series. So, and with Penguin being there, I forget what the price is, but you can rent a helmet for the event pretty cheaply if you get caught out on having an out-of-date helmet or a helmet that doesn't meet our standards.
And for that matter, they also have quite a bit of stuff for rent, leathers and stuff like that as well. Correct? I know they tire warmers and leathers and helmets, and so if you get something that breaks on you or it gets turned away, check out the Penguin guys, and you might be able to find something that'll fit that you can rent.
We don't do gear inspection, and I'd like to figure out a way to do that because I guess I've seen firsthand with people with gloves that have open seams, open fingers, and on suits that are people have used duct tape, which isn't it's not going to do you any good when you hit the pavement. But in boots that aren't safe, I mean, it's for your own safety, and
Right.
if you don't want to, spend the extra couple dollars to keep yourself safe, then it's pretty hard to say, who are you racing against out there? What kind of mentality?
Yeah, and it's a double-sided sword when it comes to checking the gear. You're trying to make it easy for the guys to get through tech where they don't have to have a caravan coming up along with the bike. But and I raced a couple of other organizations, and I did the Armor one, and you have one station they did all your riding gear, and then the other station they did your bike, and it gets confusing when you have like that. It just got totally. I was like a fish. I was like, okay, do you sign something? No, just go over and get your bike done. Well, if you're not signing anything, why are you looking at my gear?
Right. I mean, we have to let people take some responsibility, so I guess their gear is that responsibility, and hopefully.
I mean, I guess I think we're going to start looking at people on the grid, and if they aren't safe, they're getting turned away. And so I mean, people can get mad at me, and people say, "Well, what do you mean I'm racing now?" That's not our problem. If you're going to be stupid enough to go out with something that isn't going to protect you, it's
our
don't
job.
Get mad at us.
Right. It's our job to keep people safe.
I mean, I could have probably gotten away with the helmet I had the crash with because there's no scuffs on it. It's just got some tire marks where I hit the tire wall, and it broke the shield off. One of the latches just broke on it and the shield came off. So I could probably wipe off the tire marks and nobody know the difference. However, I'm not like that. I took a pretty good whack and I ended up with some fractures in my back. So I'm not taking a chance on the helmet. And God love the air vest.
Yeah, exactly.
So not seeing any more questions, and I don't want to keep you guys because I know you have busy days this week.
No, we definitely do, and it's funny. I think Saturday's weather looks pretty stable. Sunday it keeps on clicking from no rain to 40%.
So later in the evening, yeah. I just watched the weather again, and at first it was rain Saturday and Sunday,
right?
But it's kind of pushing off a little bit. So, and that should be great. I think the Friday practice day for the guys that go to that, I think we'll have really good weather for that, and then Saturday and Sunday, keeping and I don't care. I bought brand new rain tires, so that pretty much guarantees I'm not going to get to use them. That's kind of the way I look at it. So if you need rain tires, go out and buy them, guaranteed not to rain.
Yeah.
Anybody else got any questions? I haven't seen anything else pop up, but I really do appreciate you guys coming on, updating everybody as to what's going on. The traffic pattern, the tickets, the what's going to happen with us. We're going to be able to be there as the racers. So I think you've answered a lot of the questions I've heard people talking about. And I really appreciate, again, you reaching out to do this and just keep everybody abreast right before round one, because maybe this will keep you from getting inundated with a bunch of questions about the Classic, because I know you're going to be answering Classic questions all weekend, this coming weekend. But
we need everybody possible to share our link on getting tickets, and it's for the health of our club. We really need, as many people out there, beating the drum to get people to come watch the Classic. And I, we're working on trying to make the Classic even bigger for the next year. And, but a lot of that depends on what kind of showing we have for this year.
So when we close this video out and it posts up on YouTube, which is almost immediately, I will put a link right down in the description. You'll be able to click on that link and that will take you directly to the tickets, and you'll be able to purchase your tickets. I'll grab that link off of the NEMRR site, and I'll just make it that much easier for people that watch the video. They'll be able to go right down in the description, give it a click, and go ahead and buy some tickets. Even if you're not coming, or if you think you might come, just go ahead and buy the tickets. It's not that much money, but it's also going to help the organization. So if you think you might make it, buy tickets. If you can't make it, thank you for the donation. We appreciate it.
We appreciate everyone. Our club is pretty special, and the family and the atmosphere that we have there, and everyone that does everything with us, and it's great. As much as hard as it is, it's definitely still rewarding at the end of the thing. We start off the week saying, "What are we doing?" And by the time we walk away, go, "Yeah, okay, we know why we're doing what we're doing."
Noelle, did you by chance see my I Spy picture I took of someone's motorcycle over in Gardner?
No, I did not. I'm not on social media, so
that's probably a good thing. Yeah, I was over at Rob.
I know who's right there. Yeah, unfortunately, that bike had an issue while it was in Gardner.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And isn't that? Yeah. I think that's the cursed bike too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just ask Mr. Doucette about that motorcycle. He's gotten very intimate with that motor.
Yeah. I saw it there, so I snapped a little picture of the tailpiece, and I spy, and I posted it on the Facebook thing.
You know what? One thing we forgot to address on was the new camping rules.
Oh, that's right, camping.
And so the track basically felt that they were having difficulty collecting camping fees, and so they decided to get really harsh on it, and which I don't blame them for, because they're entitled to getting their fair due. And people plug in and electricity is getting more and more expensive. So I understand the logic behind them. But so every garage is given 2 plug-in camping spots. Now it has to be right in front of the garage. Just because you say you're in a garage doesn't allow you free camping. There'll be 2 camping stickers, season stickers given to each garage, and you have to display that on the left front side of your trailer or rig or whatever you're using to sleep in. And we'll issue those to everybody at the event in their armband. When they get an armband, they'll get their camping sticker also. So everyone that has a garage needs to notify us who the 2 people are, and those vehicles have to be parked directly in front of their garage.
All right.
No, just it's the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and
Do you know whether or not you'll be able to purchase the annual camping sticker at round 1?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Mary, if you speak to Mary at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and if anybody needs her information, just email me and I'll get it right to you. She's the one that has to be in charge of all of that, and will distribute everything to everybody. So, it's a new, or it's not new.
It's just going to be enforced.
It
hasn't been enforced well before.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know last year I get charged a flat camping rate.
Yeah.
And there was no asking me if I was plugging into anything, but I'm a racer. Of course, I'm going to be plugging in.
Right.
Tire warmers, and my camper, I've got my AC. Well, it's not really a camper. It's kind of a mini toy hauler thing I built, which works out great. And so I was going to call them to find out what the procedure was on the annual camping pass.
You can contact Mary directly there. If you just say it for camping, they'll connect you to her. And I think there's 2 rates now. There's a plug-in rate and a non-plug-in rate for camping. So, but that's 100% the track, and it's collected 100% by the track. We don't see a penny of that revenue at all. That's basically for them to cover their cost of having us there.
And it's still cheaper than any campground around there. That's for sure.
Yeah, and electricity has skyrocketed in New Hampshire.
It has. And I've been used to that. Some places they give you stickers that go on your extension cords that you plug in. I know down at Roebling, that's what they did this last time. They had stickers. You put it on your extension cord, you plug it into the box, and if they see the sticker, you're good. So I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but I'm just going to go ahead and spend the money for the season.
Yeah. Yeah. So just be kind. It's just Mary, she's just doing her job. So.
Yep. I just want to give her some money.
Yeah.
Give her some money and get my sticker. That's all I want.
That's right. So, and I'll be reaching out to everybody that bought garages to make sure who will get the 2 stickers, and those people will get them through me, or when you go through the gate, we'll say, when you go through and get your armband. So, because I'm going to fill out the ones that belong to the garages. So,
all right.
So hopefully everything will go smoothly, and we'll have an awesome first event, and we'll keep moving on to the classic.
I think everybody's looking forward to round 1, round 2, and the classic. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the whole season. Last year I had, even though I only did really 3 full rounds, and I've just loved it. I had a great time.
No, you've been a great addition to the family, and you've been proactive. You can definitely tell you have a passion for the sport, and
thank you.
We appreciate the way you've been pretty level-headed with your podcast here, and hopefully you're getting up some good viewership and stuff like that. But it's a team thing. all of us have to help make the wheel go around, and you're definitely become, one of those pieces that, we appreciate being there.
Thank you.
Sam said Craig is the best. Isn't he sweet? And this was something I just started on a fluke, and it just took off. Everybody was so much. I mean, I got Rick on here even. How does that happen?
I know, that's how we ended up with this background.
All right.
Which clearly is not my house.
We all watched it, and with didn't know if we could breathe yet, but when it was over, we were all happy. So.
Well, all right. Again, I'm going to thank you guys. I think we hit all of the talking points that you wanted to get out there. And I'm just going to do my little sign-off spiel, but just hang loose for 1 second. So, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. Really appreciate you watching the videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Make sure you give us a thumbs up because it helps the algorithm. And if you're out there riding on twos, make sure you keep the shiny side up, rubber side down. And as always, have yourself a great evening.
Good night, guys.